live often. Let's just go live. I don't know if it's time to go live. I don't know if I'm disconnected from the Wi-Fi yet. I don't even know if I'm going to worry about it. I'm only going to worry about it if it becomes a problem. I'm going to just hope everything works out according to plan. I'm going to do a little stretching. Oh, look at this. Look what I found. What I found flipped over. There must have been an accident during the night. A tragic accident. Hope there wasn't a great loss of life. But this little car was flipped over and stuck in mud. But anyway, I'm going to do a little stretching because I got on early today. And my body's sore. My body's very sore. So it's important to be limber. Important to work out. Get super buff. Oh, do some side stretches. I'm going to show you my favorite yoga position, Trikonasana. Oh yeah, you're supposed to breathe during it and open up your chest and your hamstring and your thighs. You go over to the other side and you kind of lean over. You shoot your hips out this way and then you lower down. Oh, somebody just tuning into my live video. It's going to get really false advertising. There's probably some yoga wannabes out there on TikTok that are like flipping through their live options and seeing me do these awesome yoga poses and thinking, wow, this guy's a yogi. He's going to start speaking Sanskrit to me. They're going to find out what this show's really about, and they're going to be massively disappointed. Good morning, Stacy. Hello, Everlasting Bloom. Hello, Jake Saab. That dude. Ms. Joan. Miss Joan is scolding me. Miss Joan, sometimes you need to stretch a little bit before you drink the coffee. Sometimes you need to kind of get your body going. Get your limbered up. Get the juices flowing in your joints. Grass, Jake's busted my chops. Grass looks like it needs cut. I mean, all right. I don't totally disagree with you, Jake. I don't totally disagree that the grass could use a cut. It's funny, we, as I told you, our lawnmower is broken. Hello, that dude is broken, and we have a little guy. He's not even that little. I don't know, but he comes around and mows the lawn. And I like mowing the lawn, but it's too big of a lawn for me to mow. I mean, it's not too big of a lawn. I'd mow it, but our mower's broke. So rather than get a mower to finish up the season with, we're just paying a guy to do it periodically. And my wife, about 5 days ago after he mowed it, goes, maybe this will be the last time he mows it this year. And I go, no. Because you got to mow it probably into late October when the leaves are falling down. When the leaves are coming down. I've never been a big raker. We have lots of trees here, as you can see all behind me. And when the leaves start coming down, they just keep coming down. And again, I've never been one. And it's not even that hard. It's not even that hard here. Because you can rake it up and push it into the street. But it's still hard. Leaves are... You get a huge workout. You guys know I'm huge into getting buff and massive and working out. I'll tell you what, you don't even need to go to the gym. If you're raking every day, I think that is a massive, great workout. And I'm not even kidding. I bet it works all parts of your upper body, your core, your legs, your chest, your arms, your shoulders, your back. Because I know whenever I rake leaves, I'm very tired at the end and exhausted and begging for it to stop. Do I want to wrestle, Jeff Wendling? I'm not sure that I do want to wrestle you, Jeff Wendling. I'm not necessarily afraid of it, but I don't know what type of wrestling you're thinking with me. Are you thinking we'll both be in like bikini briefs and get in a vat of oil and do wrestling together? Is that the type of wrestling you're thinking? Are you talking Jello wrestling or something kinky? Or are you one of these like wrestling? Or you're thinking something even naughtier than that? Maybe you're just one of these high school wrestlers that wants to prove how tough he is and pin me real quickly. And I'll tell you what, it wouldn't take that much toughness on your part to pin me. Although, in my defense, I think I was a pretty solid wrestler in my day. I had 2 older brothers that used to beat on me, and we always used to play a lot of sports growing up, and I was always a pretty good wrestler for a guy that had never trained in any capacity to wrestle. And but I am 55 years old. I do work out every other day and have been for 6 weeks. That's why she lives in the country, because she can burn her leaves. I mean, that sounds fun, Yvonne. That sounds fun. There's various unincorporated areas of where I live in Naperville, Illinois, that you can burn your leaves. But I really would like to burn my leaves, like in a huge pile in a huge flame, and have little fairies dancing around, chanting to various pagan gods. Yeah. But anyway, good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is, what day is it? It's Wednesday morning. It is 8:06. That means I've been talking for 6 minutes. Thank you so much for sending me that rose everlasting bloom. It looks like a lovely color of rose. I wonder what everybody's favorite color of rose is out there. I saw a peach one the other day that touched me. There was a selection of them, and one of them was peach. And I thought it was very lovely. Yvonne, thank you so much for following the live creator. Yeah, peach, Josie knows. Vegeta sent 30 roses. I so appreciate that. Where was I? I was talking. I had content coming out of me very smoothly. And somebody sent me a rose, which I so appreciate. And I forgot what I was saying. Oh, it's 8:06. It's 8:06 on Wednesday morning. I think it's September 27th. Happy Wednesday. This is a little show that I've been doing for quite some time. And it is a show about me talking. It's a show about me sharing some experiences and sharing some feelings and sharing some ups and downs. But I think I've got a rather agitated audience today, so I'm going to kind of fast forward a little bit. And not tell you about the deep, dark stories and where Coffee with Ken came from. And is it really going to be a 74-year-old bachelor tonight, Robert Patrick? That might almost be worth a watch. Robert Patrick says the Bachelor's got a 74-year-old bachelor tonight. My dog Holly is kicking the door. You know I find that distracting. There is Golden Bachelor. Well, that seems interesting. I wonder if I could get my dog Holly out of the sunroom. It would be ideal. Oh, I have somebody taking care of it for me. They're so sweet. But anyway, for those that have been watching a while, you know this isn't just a show about me talking about The Bachelor or doing stretching or discussing lawn mowing or the favorite color of roses I have. Although right now I'm going to say my favorite color of rose is peach. Because I saw it and I thought it was really pretty. For those that have been watching a while, you know, oh, do you know, it's not just a show about me talking. But it's much more than that. It's also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. Good morning, Cynthia. Good morning, April Melissa. Good morning, Sandy Shepard. And I think Sandra Lynn was in there chiming about. So good morning to y'all. So now I poured my hot cup of coffee, and I'm so excited to take my first sip at this kind of normal hour, because you know I go live every morning at 8 o'clock. Now that I'm a full-time professional content creator that makes big bucks, I think my wife and I are going to go Lamborghini shopping later today. Right, honey? We have 7 kids. I think what we need is a nice Lamborghini in the driveway. And because I am so flush with cash, we might buy a Lamborghini, a his and hers Lamborghini. Mine will be black. Hers would probably be white, knowing her. I don't know where we'd park the cars. I don't know where we'd put the kids. Hell with the kids. To heck with the kids. We're going cruising. See you later, kids. Somebody watch the babies. But anyway, I'm so excited to take first sip, and I hope wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. Oh. It's the Sumatra, and it's delicious. It's delicious. But if I'm going to be completely transparent with you and completely honest, we were up at, I don't know, we got out of bed at about 6 o'clock this morning, worked our way down. I was in charge of changing poopy diapers. My wife was in charge of getting the coffee ready. And she brewed up some Sumatra, which is delicious. It's my favorite non-flavored coffee. I don't think Sumatra is a flavor. It's an area in the world. I don't even know. It might be in Asia. It could be in Africa. Possibly could be in South America. But I'm going to put Asia as probably the likely spot where Sumatra is. Thank you, Joe. It's Joe time. I'm sorry. I owe It's Joe time and a special apology. Because he was very anxious for that first sip of coffee. Here's everyone. Raise another glass to Joe, for who was patient and who endured my endless verbal diarrhea as he wanted to have his sip of coffee. Joe, here's to you. But anyway, as we finished up our first pot of coffee, we never quite got to the end. And I knew I had my show starting, and I knew I would need to go live shortly. And we made another pot of pumpkin spice. However, as I was going to prepare it and pour it in my coffee pot, Nurse Inyata, thank you for following the live creator. Thank you, Joe. I realized I still had a fair amount of Sumatra left. And I realized I did not know what to do. I had a fair amount of Sumatra left in the bottom of my cup, or no, my pitcher. And I had a full hot pot of pumpkin spice coffee calling me from the Mr. Coffee going, Ken, it's fall. It's a season for pumpkins and spice. But the frugal person in me, hello, Dennis. Hello, two owls. Maybe they do. And I wasn't able. I didn't know what to do. I was torn betwixt and between my loyalty to my Sumatra and my craving, my desire, my sheer yearning for all the tasty flavors of the pumpkin spice. But the cheap guy in me won out, as is often the case. Just ask my wife if we go out to breakfast. She'll go, can I order a side of bacon? And I'll look at her and go, let me see. Let me check out that menu. Hello, David Allen. How much do they charge for bacon here? By the way, we should all be bacon salesmen, because I think at most restaurants for a side of bacon, which could be 3, could be 2 slices of bacon, it's like $4.95. And I'll look at her with these eyes and try and make her feel guilty and go, you know, you could feed a small family for $4.95. Are you sure you really need to order that side of bacon? We've never actually had that conversation, but it seems like a conversation I'd have. Good morning, David Allen. Welcome to Coffee with Ken, and hello from San Diego. Kenergy loves San Diego. I'm a fan of San Diego as well. I lived there for about 6-8 weeks in like 1991. I moved to Southern California. I was a stockbroker trainee and didn't want to do it anymore. I said, hey, maybe it'd be cool if I moved off to SoCal and got a suntan and hung out and learned how to surf and did all these things. And I drove my car, which was a Nissan 240SX, out across Route 66 and pulled into Long Beach, California. But I wasn't done. I knew I wanted to make it a little south of there, and so I made a run for the border and went to San Diego State, or I think it was San Diego State, or where San Diego State is. And I think I went to a board on a place at the school, and somebody said, hey, need a roommate. And I ended up rooming with these 5 people, kids. I don't know if they were kids. I mean, they were probably ish my age. We were all kids. And it was kind of an interesting, and it was a fun 6-8 weeks. And yeah, that's my experience with San Diego. But hello, Shannon. How are you? Thank you for joining. But anyway, let's have a little more coffee. Thank you, Kenergy. It was pretty cool. It was pretty neat. One night we drove out to Las Vegas, me and the 2 of the guys that I was living with, and we drove out to Las Vegas, and I think we drove home. It was kind of like the scene from Swingers when the 2 guys went to Vegas. What's his name? Vince Vaughn and the guy that directs all the movies, and they went to Vegas. It was just like that, although there was no women involved, and there were no picking up the waitresses and no hanky-panky. It was just a lot of driving and a lot of gambling, and yeah, that's it. Hello, Marisol. Welcome to Coffee with Ken. Burnt toast, avocado joint. Oh, burnt toast. That brings up an interesting conversation. One of my most regular watchers. Eat kiwis, Ken. I am so money, Kenergy. Hanky-panky. Well, I'm old. It was me and 2 dudes. How much hanky-panky was going to go on? Not a heck of a lot. But anyway, where was I saying? What was I saying? Burnt toast. Made me think of something. I had a friend of mine who watches the show regularly, but I haven't seen him join yet today, named RJ. Was kind enough to pick me up 1 large bag of Sumatra. Here's to RJ. But he also came across a coffee he wanted me to try. And he tells me whenever he sees a new bag of coffee, he's going to buy it for me these days. And he's going to let me be the guinea pig and see if it's good or not. I'm one that's slow to criticize and one to encourage and endorse and throw my smile behind as best I can. There's people in my life that aren't so encouraging and will tell it like it is a little bit sometimes. And we were, my friend RJ bought me a bag of IHOP coffee maple syrup flavor. I had it the other day during my afternoon show, and I thought it was pretty good. It tasted like a coffee where somebody poured some maple syrup in and stirred it up. And yeah, and I said it was good. Whatever. I thought it was good, or pretty good. I mean, it's coffee tasting like maple syrup. My wife's not so kind. She told me this morning, she goes, I don't like the maple syrup coffee from IHOP. It tastes like burnt pancakes. And perhaps it does taste like burnt pancakes. Perhaps it does. Perhaps it does taste like burnt pancakes. But I think I've got a soft spot in my heart for burnt pancakes. And again, I used to make pancakes a lot as a kid. I'd eat them breakfast, lunch, and dinner if I need be. My mom worked a full-time job, as did my dad. There'd be a lot of help-yourself dinners. And when it's a help-yourself dinner and you're a 10-year-old kid and you know how to make pancakes, and pancakes are delicious, let's be honest. I kind of enjoyed Two Owls' contributions. I thought they were kind of funny. But am I a healthy man? Well, I think I'm fairly healthy, Gregory. I appreciate the question. Oh, real quickly, back to the pancakes. Sometimes they'd be burnt, but I would eat them anyway. Not totally burnt, but slightly burnt, extra crispy. And I still found them delicious. So, Track Days, good morning, and congratulations for being munching on an apple. I think that's good. The dogs love them. Sure, who doesn't love? You look, yeah, well, Gregory, Stam, I'm pretty healthy. But I don't know if, are you crippled? Is that a word? Is that a word we use these days? Is it still politically correct to say cripple? Seems sort of derogatory. Hello, Kayla from Idaho. How are you? How are you? I wouldn't think it would be. Let me check out this Gregory Stam. Oh, he's a real account. I thought he might have been somebody trying to get me. But, yeah. Hello, Kenergy. Hello, Lindsay girl. Thank you guys so much for liking the live. I don't know what I've talked about. I've already talked about 20 minutes. Is it beautiful? Kayla Smart 022666 lives in Idaho. Hello, Dylan. And I don't know if I've ever actually been in the state of Idaho. I might have been. I may have been. I think on my drive back from my stay in San Diego, we might have made the northern route. And I believe the northern route might go through part of Idaho. I'm not totally sure, but I think it may have. I don't know if I've ever been in Idaho. I don't know if I've ever been in Idaho. There was a time last fall and last spring I was considering moving. I was going through a lot of stuff. If I wasn't going through stuff, what would I talk about? Did I watch Staying Alive with John Travolta? We weren't going to watch Staying Alive. That's kind of a sequel to Saturday Night Fever. We were going to watch Saturday Night Fever. Hold on, I got to sneeze. Good morning, TD. Yahoo! I think this show makes me sneeze. Maybe I'm allergic to phones. Maybe I'm allergic to coffee. Thank you, Kayla. Maybe I'm allergic to something else. But again, I watch a lot of these videos and I rewatch them because I edit them and I clip them into shorts and YouTubes and TikToks and Reels and stuff like that. I'll tell you what, I sneeze a lot in my videos. Perhaps my sinuses are clogged. Well, Cynthia, brilliant minds think alike. Thank you, Dylan. And allergies aren't for babies. I don't know if I use the word babies, but I don't believe in allergies. I don't believe in allergies. Anybody out there? Yeah, I just don't believe in allergies. Oh, I don't know if forever fits a man or a woman. They're forever fit. All I know is they're in great shape. And they want to know if I'm married or not. In my mind, I'd say I'm married right now. I don't know that the state of Illinois would really verify it as a legal union, but there's advantages to that. As a guy that has been twice divorced, ironically, splitting a marriage can be very challenging and very painful and very expensive and very hurtful and very yucky. And I know I've been in relationships, and I've broken up various relationships, and there's a lot of hurt emotions on both sides when a typical relationship is separated. But when there's legal stuff, and there's attorneys, and there's judges, and there's all sorts of legal yuckiness that validates a marriage, that pain can be even deeper. And the ugliness. Peter Francis, thank you so much for my hat and mustache. I so appreciate that. I was watching a video this morning, editing an old video. And Peter Francis must be watching me for a while because this video is at least 3 weeks old. And I was watching it, and I paused mid-video and said, hey, Peter Francis, thank you for that hat and mustache. And Peter Francis hopped on again today and gave me another hat and mustache. Yeah, I could be like Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell. Go Illini, you are so right about that, Brian Coyne. They're not very good this year, which is disappointing. I like their football coach. They kind of had a pretty good year last year, and they're kind of laying an egg this year. But anyway, would you guys sit here for the 10, 15 seconds it would take for me to run into my home? Gotta go. Real estate agents calling me. Fingers crossed. Way to go, Lindsay girl. Good luck. You got some dark clouds in Aurora? Well, yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, you're right about that, Brian. Would you guys stay? Okay, we got 45 people watching. We got 45 people watching right now. I'm begging you. You guys talk amongst yourselves. I need some pumpkin spice. I need the pumpkin spice. And I'd be willing, if you'd be willing to participate with me. Thank you so much, Lindsay Girl, for sharing the live. I appreciate that. I'd love to grow my audience. I have a lot of fun on this platform. Oh, she's a keeper. She's a keeper. Sometimes you feel like throwing back keepers. Sometimes you might pull in a fish and go, hey, that's a keeper. And you throw them back in the... Wait, there's still coffee in there. Thank you. You're wonderful. You could dump that out if you want. I do owe her. Sometimes you catch a big fish, and it might be a keeper, but you don't appreciate the keeper at that moment.
Because it's more than you can handle.
Because the keeper might be more than I can handle. I wouldn't know how to fillet it, broil it, rub the breadcrumbs all over it, if you know what I'm saying. That's me winking. That's me winking, being kind of naughty. But, so yeah, the keeper might be more than you can handle, so you throw it back. Sometimes it'll throw you back. Sometimes it happens more than once. Sometimes various home life gets changed.
Sometimes it'll throw you out.
Sometimes it'll throw me out. Oh, yeah. But without a spark, there is no flame. So, yeah. So, anyway, I do owe her, Shannon. So, anyway, let me try this coffee that magically, mysteriously smells different than my 3-hour-old Sumatra coffee that I brewed this morning. And I'm so excited to have this first sip of coffee. And I don't know if anyone's still got some coffee out there. Cheers. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I was looking for. A little bit hungry. It's got me thinking about eating a pumpkin pie, or maybe eating a pumpkin pie Pop-Tart. I was thinking about it this morning. Again, I rewatch all these videos, and I clip them into shorts and post them on various social media platforms, and it helps grow my audience, and I'm picking up, I don't know, 10 to 15 new subscribers on both YouTube and Instagram every day, and probably on TikTok as well. And I want to do this professionally in some capacity. But I was editing a video from 3 weeks ago this morning because I'm 3 weeks behind on my editing process. And I was still working at Target at the time. I was still working at Target. For those that are new, please follow my page first of all. But I was working at Target for 7 months from February till 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago. And it seems so long ago that I was working at Target, but it's only been 2 weeks. And it feels so good not going into Super Target today and not opening endless boxes of big boxes of cereal and putting them on the shelves and feeling kind of lonely. It's interesting because you work in a grocery store. You wouldn't think it's a lonesome job. But it kind of was. Kind of was. You'd see fellow employees down at the end of the aisle, and you knew there were other people working at the store, but it was really a solitary job, more so than you'd think, or more so than I'd think. They didn't allow us to wear headsets, but some people wore the earbuds anyway if they had long hair and they could hide it. And I can see the job going much nicer listening to some music. And Because it was a lonely job. And you'd see customers would come down the aisle, and some would be real friendly, but some wouldn't want to talk to you. Some would give you mean stares if you said something to them. And yeah, it feels good to not be there anymore. Hey, Julie Flanagan, thank you so much for sending me that rose. You're a sweet one, Julie Flanagan. Julie Flanagan, we have somebody else from Wisconsin. Sandy Shepard's a sweet one. Oh, she's sending me 12, 14, 17. I wonder how it counts, because every time it goes up 2, 3, or 4, or 6. Sandy Shepard's stealing my heart. Spencer Brent, go Illini. Oh my goodness. Sandy Shepard, your generosity will get you anywhere. If you continue the roses, I mean, I'm not saying you necessarily want me, and you bring me pumpkin spice for a while, I'll move down to West Virginia today. Bye, honey. Sandy Shepard gives me lots of roses and also said she'd give me pumpkin spice. She said she'd rub my shoulders, too. No, I'm just kidding. Forever Fit is lost. Well, Forever Fit, sometimes in life, Sandy Shepard, 95 roses. That's so fun. That's so fun. Again, I talked about it earlier. Peach roses are my favorite. Hi, Becky. I'm not that mysterious, Forever Fit. Forever Fit, I don't even know if you're a man or a woman. I've always assumed you were a man. But your curiosity, oh my gosh, she's got more. Your curiosity about my marital status makes me think you might be a woman. And perhaps all this time you were just encouraging me to work out. Perhaps you were flirting with me. Here's where my mind runs wild. Picturing Forever Fit like a perfect compilation of all the Baywatch babes pumping iron and saying, I'm Forever Fit. I'm flirting with Ken. All this time I thought it was a dude. Maybe Forever Fit's a Yasmin Bleeth when she was young. Look-alike. How old am I, Rio? I am 55 years old. Forever Fit's losing interest. Don't lose interest, Forever Fit. Stay with me. You've been an encourager. You've got me working on my cardio. Don't leave me. Love me in a sort of platonic way. Greg Pitt had a Yasmin Bleeth poster. Oh, yeah. Again, I've talked about poor Yasmin Bleeth before. She did not age that well. And we don't all age well. And especially if you're like a swimsuit model look. And, you know, you go through, you probably have kids and you gain some weight. And you got the paparazzi chasing you. And every time, I don't know how the paparazzi knows, every time you're a past your prime, former super gorgeous woman opening up a bag of chips, somehow there's some Weisenheimer paparazzi with a telephoto lens getting you digging in and going like this. Crumbs of chips are falling all over you. Your poor Yasmin Bleeth. Maybe he went to Vegas. Be nice, or I'll have to meet you. Yeah, Forever Fit. Although we like the comments. Let's have a little more pumpkin spice. Okay? Well, Kennergy, and she's probably a lovely person. I don't know. I mean, I never knew her as a person. I believe I saw some before and after pictures of Yasmin Bleeth, and I'm not trying to gossip about her. I'm trying to throw her some love and saying it would be hard, as we age and to do it on camera. Yeah, I got people saying I'm old and ugly and my teeth suck. And I'm just coffee with Ken. But if you're on Baywatch and you used to be beautiful, and Greg Pitt has a poster of you on his wall, or I don't know if he still does, maybe by then, and suddenly you're just, kind of a normal-looking human being, it would be hard. You're held to some fantasy standard, and you forget how quickly time flies, and you forget that the Baywatch was going 30 years ago, and Yasmin Bleeth might have been 25 years old, and now the girl's 55. And maybe she's had kids, and certainly she's opened a couple bags of chips in those times, and done what we've all done, and changed a little bit. And to be held to the same standard when you were an actress and you were spending all that time would be tough. So anyway, let's have a little more coffee. Look, oh, forgetting that we do too. Yeah. 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 You know, some actresses and actors age incredibly well. I mean, I'd be remiss if I didn't say Tom Cruise looked pretty good for a 60-year-old dude. It's not fair. I don't even know, how does he keep his hair? I mean, his muscles, that's a mystery. But even his hair looks prettier now than he did when he was 18. Hey, Shannon, thank you so much. But Sandra Lynn, you'd have to do a lot of work to still look that good. You know? Cindy Crawford, yeah, she's probably still gorgeous. I've been a long time listener. Well, Just Me and Crosby. I don't think Just Me and Crosby. First of all, my moderators are pretty tough. And he has a hair transplant. Oh, maybe so. Muscles or steroids? And he goes, I don't know, Rio, maybe. Just Me and Crosby, I appreciate you, but you were in a little cantankerous mood a week ago, I believe. It was probably Tara. Tara's the silent hammer. She'll swat you away like a fly, but we're happy to have you back, Just Me and Crosby. I hope you're in a better mood. And forever bet, I hope you're feeling okay. Being a little lost, a little confused. Way to go, Tara. But anyway, how long have I been talking? 35 minutes. I've had an annoying habit lately of going, signing off here and hopping on to YouTube over the last few days or week or so, because I'm trying to build up my audience there. And I have a ton of fun here on TikTok. I'm coming up on my 2-year anniversary on TikTok. It'll be November 16th. I wonder if I can hit 10,000 followers on TikTok by November 16th. That's about a month and a half, 2 months away. My growth on TikTok exploded around Christmas time last year, and it's kind of plateaued just to a nice, healthy, thank you, Rio, for following the live creator. I appreciate anybody that follows along. I'd love to hit 10,000 followers by November 16th. But my pace is kind of a healthy, just kind of growing every day. And, yeah, no, but and again, it grows, and I appreciate anybody that's following, and I have a lot of fun. And the Scottish channel joined. Hello, Scottish channel. Don't go away. I want to talk to you about Scotland. I like to think of it as my home country. I've been to Scotland several times. Are you still there, Scottish channel? They joined. They probably joined and said, who's this dude? Who's this dude? He looks like a young version of Bruce Willis. He's super handsome. I wonder what happened to his hair. I wonder what the I stands for. Because you got to remember, these people are sitting in Scotland. They probably don't even know Illinois is a state. Welcome to Coffee with Ken. Hello, 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 Jake Baldwin. Is Jacob Baldwin one of the Baldwin brothers? Box Set Playbook shared the live. Thank you so much, Box Set Playbook. And I'm just threatening to go over to YouTube and start talking there. Hello, Liz Machuchuchi. Sorry, I'm sure I messed up your name, but good morning to you. I appreciate you joining. I love the double C's at the end of your name. It reminds me of all my children. And Susan, what was her name? What was her name? I can't even remember her character on All My Children. Talk about somebody that aged well. She was like 100 years old and she was still sexy and hot. What was her real name? Lucci. Susan Lucci? Erica. Was it Erica? Yeah, Susan Lucci. Right? I mean, I'm right. She was like 100 years old and she was still sexy. She was a little vixen. She might not have really been 100 years old. Erica Kane. Oh yeah, Erica Kane. My mother used to watch As the World Turns. I never watched As the World Turns. If I was ever, One Life to Live I was into for a long time, and Days of Our Lives was really a favorite of mine. Yeah. We used to come home between classes in college, and me and my roommate would watch Days of Our Lives. We were in a fraternity. It's not the most masculine thing two guys in a fraternity can do, but oh, it's true. Like sands through the hourglass. Greg Pitt knows. Greg Pitt, I think, is 56 years old, and he's almost like me. He's almost like me. We had the exact same experience. Knots Landing and Dynasty. Well, Sandra Lynn, kind of almost different things. Nighttime soap operas versus the daytime soap operas. Do you notice the lighting is totally different? And I don't know what it is, but it is. The lighting on a nighttime show like Knots Landing or Dynasty or Dallas or what have you is very crisp. But on daytime soap operas, it's not as crisp. And I don't know if I'm explaining it correctly, but I think you probably know what I mean. And I don't know what causes it, and I don't know why it is. Good morning from South Carolina, Ray. Forever Fit's throwing off Gilligan's Island. I am not old enough. No, it's not because you're watching in the dark, everlasting gloom. I am not old enough to watch Gilligan's Island on prime time. I think that probably came out in the early mid-60s or so. And I would often watch that after school. And but it was always on rerun. And do you guys remember Mr. Magoo? Mr. Magoo? There's a reason I brought up Mr. Magoo right now, because the actor that played Thurston Howell III, who was married to Lovey on Gilligan's Island, also played Mr. Magoo. Okay, well, Ray's 80 and remembers all of those. Forever had said I could have been a dad in the Brady Bunch. I like to think that I could have. But I'll tell you what, I got a temper. Mr. Brady didn't have a temper. He was always so curly-haired, first of all. He had a great head of hair. And he was always so kind and so understanding. And I can be kind and be understanding. But there's also moments where I can be a normal human being and go, what the hell? Why is there a mess here? Who didn't put the dishes away? You'd never hear Mr. Brady say that. But then again, he had Alice putting the dishes away. And if she didn't do it, Mrs. Brady was always in a great mood in the kitchen helping out Alice. I have a temper? Sure I do, Kayla. It's much less than it used to be. Yeah, it's much less than it used to be. You didn't put the dishes away. Huh. Walt Nurnberger joined. But anyway, I'm feeling so good, and Just for the Fun joined, and they're always fun to have here. We're so excited to have Just there for the fun. They're always so kind, and they're really only here for the fun. So we're glad to have them. So thank you for joining Just for the Fun. But I'm going to take one more sip of coffee, and I'm going to sign off here briefly, and I'm going to hop on over to YouTube and talk for maybe 10 or 15 minutes over there, see if I have anything. See if I have anything more to say, and hopefully I will. Because it's Wednesday. It's quiet out. The leaves are rolling in, and I want to thank you for joining today. Good morning, Mel from North Carolina. Reminds me of Mel's Diner. Dingy! That's the only thing I know. That's the only thing I know from Mel's Diner. Mel yelling at Vera, called Dingy. Hello, Melanie. I doubt Mel from Mel's Diner was named Melanie. Nate says I have a radio voice. I've heard that before. I don't have much more to say about it. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining. I'm going to hop on over to YouTube. Again, I'm enjoying growing my platforms on various social media, or growing my audience on various social media platforms. I go live every morning at 8 o'clock. Ooh, a cool breeze just came in. Oh yeah, Forever Fit. I'm going to be on YouTube in about 3 minutes. But a cool breeze just came on. And I would appreciate if anyone wanted Coffee with Ken. Anyone wanted to follow me over there, I'd greatly appreciate it. I'll talk for a little bit longer. I'm building my audience there. I go live at 8 o'clock every day here on TikTok and usually have a pretty nice audience here. And it's growing a little bit on YouTube as well. And just having a lot of fun with it. I think if you learn to have fun with things, or make even some of the less fun things, traditionally fun things, a little more fun. Life can be great. And make a game out of work, or make a game out of growing your social media platform, or make a game out of putting away the dishes. But I want to thank you guys so much for joining. Hope you're having a great week so far. It's Wednesday morning. I appreciate you guys so much. Follow me over on YouTube. I'll be on YouTube at 4:30. I'm going to work out today, and I'll probably pop on live here on TikTok and do a thoughts for the gym at some point. Kayla, have a wonderful, wonderful day. And the rest of you have a wonderful, wonderful day as well. And again, hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying your week. Hope you had a great night's sleep. Hope you're feeling good. I hope you're loving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.